Hey everybody, it's Craig back to here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly get accurate exposure and color in your videos using the X-rite-Color-Checker-Video in DaVinci Resolve. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in DaVinci Resolve. If you look at the bottom, we're on the color tab. So we've got a clip here of the X-rite-Color-Checker-Video. Now what you do is you take a shot of this with the lighting and you try to get your exposure right and your white balance right in camera. I shot this on the Sony A7S III in S-Log. So roughly you want to get this gray patch here around 40 to 45 IRE. So know what you need for your particular camera and the profile you shoot it in. So once you've got your exposure pretty much accurate in camera, you do a custom white balance, and then you have this reference to tweak things in post. So that's what we're looking at right now. All right, so let's just go to our project settings. I want to show you a few things. So if you go File, Project Settings, and if you go to Color Management, right now we're on DaVinci YRGB Color Manage, but sometimes by default, it'll start like this, Color Science, DaVinci YRGB. Make sure you go up here and you pick DaVinci YRGB Color Managed. And then in this second drop down here, you want to choose DaVinci Wide Gamut. Now this is an extra wide gamut for log grading for SDR and HDR up to 10,000 nits. So think of it as just a much larger color space. And then we're going to choose our output color space to what we want to output to. For this case, it's going to be YouTube. So we choose Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. We click Save. So make sure you have those settings right to begin with. Now you'll see this clip right here. If you don't see that clip, look at the top. You can toggle that on and off. And then this is a node on the right. If you don't see that, you can toggle those on and off to see what I'm seeing right here. Now this is shot in S-Log. So what I have to do is right click, and then I choose my input color space, and then I look for that. So whatever you shot it in. So if it was a red camera, you would do that. If it was Vlog, you would look for that. I shot this in sgamut3.cine, S-Log 3, so profile 8 on the Sony A7S III. I click that, and it's like I applied a LUT. And if you notice, the waveform expanded on the right-hand side. So I'll just turn this off and watch the waveform on the right. I'll actually make this bigger so you can see it a little bigger here. So there's the waveform now. And I'll show you the flat color profile. So if we just come up here and we choose the Project Gamma, this is flat, like right out of camera. So look at the waveform. And then when I apply right click, input color space, I find the color space and it's Sony sgamut 3 Cine, S-Log 3. Watch the waveform. So it expands, but we can still tweak this exposure a little bit more. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do next is if you look down here, we have our color wheels. Now, if we want to just focus on the black and the gray and the white, what we can do is we can choose a power window. So if you look at the center here where it says window, if I click there, I choose the pen tool, what we can do is just sort of mark out these 4 squares here, just so that we can just have a little clearer look at what's happening. So you can see here, this would be the white. You can see the white balance might be slightly off on that patch right there. And then we have the next one down. Now this would be like the 42 IRE, and then this would be the absolute black. So we'll start the lift. So think of lift as the darks, the gamma as the mid-range, and the gain as the highlights. So we're going to start and we're going to bring our blacks down a little bit. So I'm going to say about maybe let's go about -5 on there. And now you'd see we lost some of our highlights, but we're going to bring up the mid. So we're going to bring that up to roughly about 512, just there. And I think our whites are in a good spot right now. So what we'll do is I'm just going to make this window a little smaller. And then what we'll do is we'll just reset this. So you see this backwards arrow. I'm just going to reset that box. And now we can see the image. Now I can toggle this on and off by clicking on it. And you can see that we have a brighter exposure. I think I'm going to bring my whites down a little bit. So I'm going to go to the gain here. And I think I'm just going to bring that down just a little bit. So you can also see too, the red in there. I don't want that red to go over 6 or 768. Now this really depends. If you shot this outdoors, you might have some real highlights in here. So making these little exposure adjustments, it really depends on how you shot this. But I'm pretty happy with the exposure there now. If I toggle that on and off, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to adjust the colors. And so I'm going to make another node. So on the Mac, it's Option S. Now we're going to be working on this new node. And what we can do is we can isolate this white and just make a little fine-tune adjustment. So again, using a power window with the pen tool, we're going to just isolate this white square here. And we're just going to make a fine-tune adjustment to it. And then once I do that, we can see we have that over here. I'm just going to make this a little bigger. Now, if you don't see this, you can toggle on and off where it says highlight up here. You can toggle that on and off. Now you can see we could just sort of make a small tweak. So if you want to make a small tweak, you can see we have a temperature slider here or a tint slider. Because what we want, basically, I'll make this a little bigger even, is we want these three to be aligned. So our red, green, and blue. So it looks like the red's a little high. So if I add a little bit more tint in the blue, there we go. We brought our red down just a tiny bit. Now all three are aligned a little bit more. So that should be pretty good as far as our white balance goes. So then what I'll do too is I'm just going to reset that power window. We'll toggle this on and off. And it was just a slight adjustment. We're going to do a few more adjustments here too. So I'm going to create another node, Option S. Now what we're going to do is we're going to isolate our colored chips. Again, we're going to create a new power window. And we're just going to go around these right here. And I'll show you how these correspond on the vector scope. So we're going to move from the waveform to the vector scope. So click here and we have our vector scope. We're going to make this larger. Now you can see here too, I'm just going to drag this over a bit so it doesn't get in our way. Now you can see these boxes. Now these correspond counterclockwise. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if we come over here to our curves, you can see we have hue versus saturation. We have hue versus hue. And then at the bottom, we have red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, magenta. So if you look on the graph here on the vector scope, it goes backwards. So counterclockwise. So red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and magenta. So what we want to do is to get our saturation and our tint basically in each square to have accurate colors. So let's start here by clicking on each one and it'll plot a point on the graph. We'll start here, hue versus saturation. So we'll hit red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and magenta. Now you can see they correspond. Now I'll make this vector scope a little bit bigger just to make it easier, but then I'll just make the box a little smaller. All right, here we go. So if you look at the bottom right, then I could size this box a little bit better, and then I could just move it over a bit so we can still see everything. All right, so you can see it looks as if the red is a little bit too saturated, but we'll get to that. So let's start with the red right here on the left. And if I pull that down, you can see now we're in the box on the red. Yellow is the second one. So yellow. Then we go to our green. I just got to go up to get the green in that box there. And then we'll tweak it when we get to the tint. Then we've got our cyan. That could be pushed a little more. And then we've got our blue. We can push that a little more. And then our magenta, we can push a little more. So it looks like we're in a good spot there. So the next thing we're going to do is we want to make sure we choose our hue versus hue. So that's the one next to it here. Now what this will do will allow us to go a little left or a little right. And hey, can you call me back in like 10 minutes?
I'll try.
Or call me tonight or whatever. Okay. Okay, bye. All right, so we're going to adjust our tint. So the same thing, we go to hue versus hue, and then we just click on each one of these, and we make a fine-tune adjustment. So you can see we're starting at red. I'm just going to play with this because we've got one that's in and one that's not. So we'll do the best we can. Then the next one is yellow. We're in with yellow. Green, we're going to tweak green down a bit. Cyan, we're in the box. And then blue, we're in, and then magenta. And then I think I'm just going to make a fine-tune adjustment again. We're going to go back to the saturation, and you can see we probably got a little too much cyan there. So I'm just going to bring that back, and maybe a little too much red. So I'm going to bring that back a bit, and then everything else looks pretty good. Maybe we could put a little more magenta in there. All right, that looks good. So I'm just going to make this a little smaller, and then I'm going to, I don't want to reset that, but we're going to turn that off. And then you can see here, if I toggle this on and off, that saturation curve only affected the power window. All right, so I want to go to the power window and reset that. So we just go to the power window, we'll reset the power window, but then everything else should be good. So when I toggle that on and off, you can see that we've got those adjustments. So if you're looking at the vector scope, watch the vector scope, I'll just move it over here. And then as I toggle this on and off, you can see how that sort of align things and stretch things out. But we still have an issue there. Now we'll address that. We'll create a new node. So Option S. And we're just going to adjust my skin tone a bit. So this is the skin tone line. If you don't see this, what you need to do is just come up here where you see the sliders and make sure you have show 2x zoom, show skin tone indicator. Make sure you have that set on there. Now what we want to do is we want to move this skin tone just a little bit more towards the skin tone line. So part of that's my skin tone, part of that's my shirt as well. So what we'll do is we're just going to move that a little bit. So we've got a new node for that. And so we're going to pick our skin tones. We're just going to focus on the red right now. That should do it, I think. And we're just going to focus on the hue. So hue versus hue, we'll click on the red, and then I can move that. You can see that if you look at my skin tone too, I could just sort of warm it up a bit. So bringing it a little closer to, say, orange. So here you can see it's very magenta. Here you can see it's very greeny. So we want to kind of just tweak that. So sometimes you can do that by eye if you know the skin tone's off just a little bit. So anyway, that's the basics of how to do this. Now you can just take this grade and apply it to all of the similar clips. So that means as long as they're shot in the same lighting conditions, then it'll work. So if you have a number of different scenes, then you'll probably have to shoot a color checker for each different scene. But that's pretty much it. So we made our exposure adjustments, then we tweaked our white balance, then we adjusted the colors, and then I just tweaked my skin tones. So if you have any comments or questions, you can post them down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification for updates, and also give me a thumbs up. It helps this video get more views. So thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up. And if you have any comments or questions, post them down below. All right, it's Craig back to here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.